Okay, well, happy Thursday. Welcome to Lunch and Learn. And if you're new here, if you've just joined us, because I know a lot of people learned about it at seminar, we do have a Facebook page. If you do not have social media, do not panic. And by Monday, no sooner, well, I shouldn't say no sooner, probably sooner, usually tomorrow, but no later than Monday, we'll have the recording up for these Lunch and Learns. Now, if you're also new, the Lunch and Learn Facebook group, so YouTube is just my name. It's just under Jennifer Enlow. So you'll know you have the right one. And you can see past, just, I think we've been doing this almost, I don't know, girls, what do you think? Probably well over 3 years. I started this a while back just for my unit. And then, I don't know, we've just expanded, I don't know, took on a life of its own. Now it's everywhere. I don't know. It's everywhere. But, it's just YouTube. So if you see something from years back, girlfriends, I can promise you I don't know where to find the whatever it is you're looking for from that speech. If it's prior to the dates of when we started our Facebook group, I have no point of reference. I mean, that's how long we've been doing it, and I just don't have the brain capacity for that. I'm not as good as I once was. But if a speaker spoke about something like a handout or something or whatever, typically when you see it in the Facebook group, thank you, Carla, for posting that in the chat. When you see it on the Facebook, usually it's in the comments of that or it's near it somewhere. But you have to remember on Facebook, someone could make a comment under something from 2 years ago and it moves it to the top. Does that make sense? So you might have to scroll through it a little bit. It's not always most relevant, depending on if people are asking questions to each other in that group. Me or my office girl try to get in there and answer any questions. We just looked last week. It's just so many people that just give me till Monday to get the recording there is all I ask. And I promise you'll be there. But we're in a little bit of luck today because our beautiful guest speaker had to pre-record her training. So I'm going to share the screen and we get to watch her all together, which makes it a little easier, right? Um, any questions on how to contact or get the recordings or anything like that before we start? Oh, thank you, Bridget. That's really sweet of you. Oh, one thing the company asked me to put on here since, I mean, we're hitting every division. It doesn't matter if your ink's wet on your agreement all the way to national. If you believe in the Go Give program, I know some of you have reached out to me and asked me to nominate certain people or whatever. And I've been so excited to do that. I've seen such a rally for people like, hey, would you help nominate my director or whatever? If they're the Go Give program with the company is incredible. I think we all agree with that, right? So if your director or someone that you know as a director that you would like to nominate, you want to make sure that you go on Mary Kay in Touch and do that. I know one gal petitioned, I can't say her name, but she's getting ready to find out right now. They won't be on the Lunch and Learn because she's getting ready to find out she earned Miss Go Give for a month. One of our girls that's on here a lot. And they're like, Jenny, can you be on? I'm like, I can't. I'm right. She's I wasn't even thinking about the date. So the company will do a Zoom and do all that for you when you get nominated for Miss Go Give. So we can announce it next week, I'm sure. So we're really excited for that. But her consultant reached out to me and said, would you send this to all the directors that you know with all her information, nominate her for Miss Go Give? And I just thought that was incredible that she ran that for her director. I thought that was sensational. And so when I was chatting with some people at the company, they're like, wait a minute, you're the one that does go the Lunch and Learns? I'm like, well, I think there's lots of people who do different ones, but yes. And so anyway, if you believe in that program, they said, would you put a little plug in there for people and nominate people for Miss Go Give? And I said, I absolutely will do that. So I'm going to take over to the screen. I don't think I missed any questions. I think got it all. All right, friends, hold on one second. Before we start, this is my beautiful friend, Karla Plankton. And some of you might be in her division. Some of you may not. She happens to live in Colorado with me. And we've done some events together and gotten to be each other's space. She had a prior commitment to this. We had to shift some speakers around this month. And so she was willing to pre-record hers so we could do it this way. She's incredible, truly loves every human. Like Karla is sensational, and I want you to know that. So we are so honored to be in a top director space. She's done prestige trip. She's built her national area. She is incredible and does it the Mary Kay way. And I've been so honored to call her friend. And so she was so gracious to swap some weeks and just pre-record so it would work for everybody's schedule. So without further ado.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Jenny, so much for inviting me to participate, but bigger than that, thank you for organizing this weekly amazingness to provide more connection and inspiration within and across all of the Mary Kay world. It is this spirit of connectivity and community and belonging of we are all in this together that has really been the biggest blessing in my 14 years of Mary Kay. So I'm grateful to you for fostering our core principles out of truly the goodness of your heart and a desire to be a difference maker for others. Your platform with these lunch and learns is huge. Your work is super impactful, and we are so grateful to have you at Mary Kay leading all of us to connect and to grow together. So thank you, Jenny, for what you do every single week in and week out, all year long with these lunch and learns. They're amazing, and they're for everyone, like you always say at the beginning of every single one, and I just love that. I love that. Also, I'm excited to be with you here today, and I think it's hard when your audience can span brand new consultants all the way to national sales directors what you want to talk about. I'm recording this ahead of time for Jenny to play live because I'm in a new season and I have a commitment during the lifetime, but I wanted to be able to share with you because I'm so grateful today for who I am because of my experiences so far in Mary Kay. In 14 years, I have grown immensely. Oh my gosh, I wish I could tell you every single story. And I'm so excited to share with you, and I'm so grateful for what Mary Kay has been for me through so many different seasons and for so many different reasons. And I have so many different stories. So if you want to hear more, we can connect outside of this too. But when I first started Mary Kay, I had a very successful chemical engineering career. I had worked my butt off climbing the corporate ladder. I was well liked. I was well respected. I was one of the few females in my division. I was achieving promotions at the rate that they were given, which was not very frequent compared to Mary Kay. I was receiving praise and great reviews. And I was volunteering for things to help fill my cup in a way that I could give back in the community. I played in sports leagues. It was so fun. I was also a newlywed living in a new city. My husband and I had just moved to Boston for him to go to business school full time. And so, by all accounts, I was a capable woman. And I'm an Enneagram 3. If there's any of you out there, go ahead and comment. And my basic need, probably based on my childhood circumstances, which were not the best, my basic need is power and achievement. So, anyone looking in from the outside could see that I was driven to achieve, motivated to create accomplishments. And from the outside looking in, you could see I was successful and accomplishing things. But on the inside, I also had these insecurities that I didn't really acknowledge or know about. And through growing and learning about people and learning about myself and all this evaluation that we do in Mary Kay about ourselves and the hard personal work to grow and to become better, I learned a lot about myself and I learned to love myself. But I also really, I'm able now to look back and see those insecurities. Who's a recovering people pleaser? Okay. Or recovered. You can claim recovered. But I wanted everyone to like me. And I kind of took it personally when people didn't. And I tried to win them over. Okay, so let me tell you how I got into Mary Kay. I started Mary Kay after attending a spa session with a friend who was a bride. She had met her consultant at a bridal show in July or August. We went to our spa session in January. So my friends, that consultant consistently, respectfully, and professionally followed up with my friend for over 6 months before we had our appointment. Okay. And then at that appointment, I bought a lip gloss and mascara. I was getting Fancy Nancy and Ultimate, you guys. And then she had a special gift with purchase if you spent $40. So I added on another lip gloss because who doesn't want a gift with purchase? And I'm telling you the details of that story because if you're new in your business, or maybe if you're just at a plateau and you need to create something different, showing up professionally for yourself in the way that we are taught, like the basics don't change. That consultant didn't give up on my friend who was just some random person she met at a bridal show. So she followed up with her for over 6 months. And from that, she got a top director, pink Cadillac sales director offspring. You know, like, what could happen if you just were diligent and trusted the process and showed up professionally for your business every single day? And I'm sure she had days where she didn't show up, but over 7 months, she followed up with my friend enough that my friend showed up and brought her friend. Okay, so, and also she had a reward for spending $40, so I spent a little bit more, and she booked me for a sharing call, and I did it. And then she added me to her customer list. And every month she sent an email out to her customers inviting us to come to a makeover event at her house or her studio. I always replied. I always declined. I thought she was just, you know, inviting just me. But now I know from e-cards that she was probably emailing everyone at once. But 3 months later, after that sharing call where a little spark was planted in my brain about, maybe I could do this and be good. I was tired. I had wondered off and on for 3 months if I would be good at it. Now, I didn't go to any other Mary Kay events. We didn't have all these virtual options that we have now, but I was wondering if I could be good at it. And I just kept remembering, like, anytime I thought, no, I wouldn't be good, that voice from the sharing call would pop into my head that yeah, you'd be good at this. And I'm like, well, what if I was good? Like, what if I was good? And you guys, I decided 3 months later to open the door. I just replied to one of her emails and I said, I don't want to come to your makeover event, but I want to join your team. Okay, we all want those emails. So make sure at the bottom of every email, she had a little sentence that was like, if anything has changed and you're still considering the Mary Kay business, let me know. And so I emailed her back and I let her know. And you guys, I started not having much hope that I would be any good, but willing to open the door and try. And I think so many times in our business, we forget who that person was who started, who was willing to take a chance on herself or himself, to take a chance on ourselves, to open the door into possibilities. And so if you're at a pause point, are you opening the door into possibilities of what could be? I went to seminar. I started in April. I didn't really do much. I went to seminar and a dream was born in my heart to be a national sales director. I don't know. It was amazing to see all the people who looked all different, coming from all different backgrounds and all different education levels and all different lifestyles, all different socioeconomic backgrounds, and just believing in something bigger. And I just thought if national sales directors can inspire that hope and that shift in humans, I want to be one. And at that time, my sales director was becoming a national. Diane Mentiply had just decided she was building our Mentiply national area, and she was looking for people who wanted to be a part of it as a sales director. Now, I told you my tendency to people please and to achieve. I was like, I'll be a sales director. I don't really know what that means. But I knew if this person who told me she believed in me was willing to put herself on the line to grow something bigger and to be a difference maker for other people that I wanted to be a part of it. Okay. I knew it would be part of Mary Kay history. I knew I could get to be on stage with her celebrating, and I knew that she was going to do it. I believed in her and I was going to help her happen. So no matter how long any of us had been in Mary Kay, we were going to do it together and with a sense of urgency. And so I chose not to doubt. Or if I had doubts, I decided the reason I wanted to do it was stronger. And so that's some advice I have for you. You got to believe in what you're creating more than you doubt what you're creating. And you have to be willing to show up every day to defeat those doubts. I debuted as a sales director with 6 months of intentional focus of 3 to 5 parties a week. I traveled for my engineering job. It wasn't always easy. Sometimes I did them all on Saturday. Sometimes I did Saturday and Sunday, and I would just do 10, 1, 4, and 7 because I was driving around the Boston area. I got 50 new leads a week. I got 10 new bookings a week. I invited every single person to share, and it was great. I finished quarter sales, quarter sharing, and Premier Club that year too. My gosh, so fun. And I remember that every single step felt big and hard and unknown, and I didn't feel like I had what I needed to be there. Adding my first team member. I still remember. I didn't have my smartphone was a BlackBerry. It didn't really have internet then. And I was at this girl's house early. Her friends were all late. I learned how to coach parties now, so that doesn't happen. But we had a great conversation and she wanted to join my team, and she did. And I remember that feeling leaving, that I had my first team member. And then I just knew I had to do it 2 more times to get to red. And then once I got to red, I knew I just had to do it a few more times to get to DIQ. And then once I got to DIQ, I knew I just had to help other people believe enough to do that to get out of DIQ, right? And it was just, everything felt so big, but when I decided to go for it, I just put aside how big it felt and just took tiny steps. It's like Mary Kay always said, you could eat an elephant one bite at a time. And so just remembering that is so important. And I still remember the last day of DIQ, my friends. I needed 8 more team members, and 6 of them had to come in with $600 orders. I had no vacation at work. It was a weekday. I wanted to get done so our national area could finish, and I worked remotely. So I just logged in from my sales director's house. She wasn't a national sales director yet. And I did everything for work from the computer that day. And I just called any person, someone who had bought lip gloss like me, someone who had bought mascara, people in skincare, distant relatives, friends from high school and college. I called everyone to see if anyone wanted to be a part of my big win. And we finished. And like every experience in my life, and especially in Mary Kay, it was a great win. But I learned that it was the process of showing up, committed to my goal to make it happen. So no matter how big your goal seems right now, I encourage you to know, the number one way to get your success is to believe. Believe in you. Believe that you can do it. You've got to choose to love yourself for who you are right now, today, to be at peace with where you are right now, today, and everything that came before it that grew you into who you are today or molded you into who you are today, and to trust that the past happened. And you can either be defined by your past or refined by your past. And so you can choose to let it refine you into who you're called to be, into living your truth, into being the person that you want to be and growing into that person by the choices you make every day. So every day you have to know if it's been done before, it's doable, and you can do it too. National Sales Director Heidi Gelzer says it like this. She says, if she can, I can. If he can, I can. If she did, I will. And I think it goes to a lesson that I also learned in Mary Kay, that celebrating other people's wins doesn't mean that I can't have that win too. Celebrate it because they did it and made it possible and showed you that it's possible. They broke belief barriers in your brain so you know you can do it too. And you need to trust in the Mary Kay opportunity. Someone said it to me just the other day. I was talking about something and she said, I press the believe button. I just choose to believe. Press the believe button, my friends. Believe enough in yourself. Believe enough in a Mary Kay opportunity and in the dream placed on your heart to know that you have everything you need to walk through the process that it takes to reach your goals. And that taking the best next step every day is how you get it done. Trust that, protect that, do that, live that, the next best step every day. It becomes a muscle when you do it over and over and over. It becomes a muscle, and you'll lean into going for red and going for star consultant in your cars and debuting as a director, and then a Cadillac director, and then a top director, you guys, and then $1 million director. Every big finish and push equips you better for the next one. I remember when we finished Circle of Excellence, we were recognized as a top trip unit on May 30th because we finished $650,000 in retail sales on May 30th. Now, you all know that there's one more day in May and a whole nother month. And that year we were going for prestige. It was our first trip. We had finished it early, and I believed that we could go from $650,000 to $800,000. Now, there were a lot of people in my life who saw that as insurmountable, but they didn't tell me, or if they did, I didn't listen to them, okay? It was 31 days, and our team worked together. We debuted a new unit, and everyone ran full out for what they each wanted to create in their life and for what they wanted to build as a team together. And every single day, I need to emphasize that, every single morning and throughout the day, I had to choose to believe. I had to protect my head. I had to watch my words. I had to watch who I talked to about my goal. I didn't notice the people who were silent to me during that time because I was so clearly tunnel vision focused on believing in our goal. And after we were done, some of them admitted, hey, I didn't talk to you because I didn't really think that it was possible. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I still love them because they didn't even talk to me. It's fine. But we did it. You guys, we finished before the clock struck midnight Central on June 30th. We had everything in. We were at like $802,000 or something like that. I don't even remember the exact number, but we did it. I still remember, though, every single day and every single moment, and especially that last day, just choosing again and again and again to believe in us, to believe in me, to believe in my dream, to believe in the people that got assigned to being a part of it with me. Part of choosing to believe is knowing that you're going to have obstacles. It's little storms that crop up to rain on your parade. But when you expect them, the rain doesn't hurt as much because you were expecting it. And you know that those challenges make you better and stronger, and they prepare you for the next step. It is the obstacles and the lessons that sharpen your edge and help you evolve to something better. There's always a next level. We can always get better so long as we are willing. And if it's not better in Mary Kay, it's just better in life. Okay, I need to check my time really fast. Oh, okay. So I do have a little story. My family, I have 2 kiddos, and this would have been my son was probably 7. We went to, and so my daughter was 5. We were at Moab at Arches National Park in June. It's so hot. Do not go in June. Do not go in June. It was like 120 degrees during the day, and we went to like hike at 4 p.m. and it was still like 118. Okay, so we were in Sand Arch, and it's a little difficult walk. We were walking through the sand. And my son's like, Mom, I'm just going to play in the sand here. I don't need to go see the arch. This sand is fun. I'm happy enough here. And this person on the side was like, you're almost there. Literally sees us stopping and sitting down in the sand and is like, you're almost there. 5 more steps and you'll be at the sand arch. And so we rally and we walk around the corner and we see this gorgeous arch. 5 more steps away. But we almost stopped. We almost stopped and just played in the sand because it was fine. It was good enough. So are you stopping 5 steps from the finish? Success is a choice. And the day that you need to stop telling yourself that you've come far enough, that the sand is great and fun here, that you're not qualified, you're not worthy, or old enough or young enough, that's the day that your success stops. Growth happens when you just dig in and you figure out the best way for you. When you're willing to take the 5 extra steps to look around the corner and see if it can be. Success happens when we expand our comfort zone, when we're willing to push, when we find the one person on the side who's going to say, keep going, you're almost there, you've got this. And if there's no one there, to do it for yourself. The process of actually showing up and taking those 5 more steps are going to change your whole life. Even if there's not a beautiful arch on the other side, who we become in the process is the most valuable work you will do in this business. And it will be the work that blesses your life the biggest. I used to have to give myself a pep talk for actual minutes before I made booking calls. I would bribe myself with Hershey Kisses. Like for doing 1 call, I would eat a Hershey Kiss. It was fine. I ate a lot of chocolate during that period, but I was very nervous. I sweat everywhere. I kept scripts with me first. You guys, because of showing up for that work that was so hard and so painful and so sweaty, today I love booking calls. I'll just pick up the phone and call someone for anything in my life, which I didn't even order pizza before, because everything gets done faster when we talk on the phone. I'll write scripts when I need one for something. I can order takeout without any worries, and I can ask for donations for silent auctions because I'm not attached to the answer. Personal growth, you guys, is so beautiful, and it spills into all the different relationships and areas of my life. So the number one thing you can do for your business is believe in yourself. And I think the book, The Miracle Equation, I'm just going to go to it real quick. Hal Elrod talks about the miracle equation, which is the secret sauce to like getting whatever you want in life, is unwavering faith, which would be that belief that I just talked about. And the second thing is extraordinary effort. Extraordinary effort. What does that mean? You got to show up. Your efforts cannot be blessed if you're just sitting there watching this video. You got to take action. There's nothing to bless if you're just intaking information. All right. You got to get out there, get leads, call them, follow up, Follow through, book, coach, work full circle, get guests in front of your sales directors and NSGs at events. Do it over and over and over and over until you're done. Because when the clock strikes midnight on the night that your deadline is, June 30th, or whatever you're doing, maybe the end of this month, you want to know that you played full out, that you put everything on the table, that you did everything you could, that your effort was there, and that it can be blessed. Yeah, you guys, if you don't take any action, it'll never work. So you got to do something. Do something. And maybe you're in a season where doing something's hard. So maybe it's not every day you're doing something. And maybe it's not every minute you're doing something, but you're doing it to the max capability of what you can handle in this season. Okay. And that's why I didn't come at you today with like numbers of this is what you got to do to move. You know what you can handle in this season. And once it gets comfortable, expand it. Make the numbers bigger. Know that you'll reach your goals when you leave nothing on the table, when you show up the best that you can, when you make effort for it to be blessed, so that whatever you believe in, the universe or God, whatever greater thing other than us is there, works all things out for your good, so that you can be blessed beyond measure. Because when you show up, the universe has got you. And when you show up with belief, unwavering faith in what you're called to do, an extraordinary effort, you will stand in the awe of the work in your life, and gratitude and peace as you claim your victory. My friends, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your lunch break today. Thank you, Jenny, again for gathering us together, and many blessings on all of you this year as you wrap up huge, audacious goals and as you grow personally into who you're called to be in 2025 and at Seminar 2026. Bye-bye.
Okay, wasn't that incredible? We're so lucky to have Carla to be able to do that for us. And she's sensational. And don't worry, I'll put it all together. So if anybody wants to unmute real quick and affirm Carla or share anything off of that they want to share real quick, I want to do that real fast. Hi, Lynette.
Hey girl. Oh my gosh, you guys. Hey, I had to jump on a little bit late because we had back to school night and I went and got my hydration and therapy wellness IV and ran by to grab some goodies for back to school night. But I'm back on it now and I loved every single piece of it that I heard. I know no matter what, even if you get on late or you have to get off something early, God will give you what you're supposed to hear. And that's exactly right from Miss Karla. And of course, we are all friends and see each other at regular Mary Kay events, being from Colorado, all of us. But anyway, thank you, Jenny. And Carla's always, she practices what she preaches. Like what she shared is exactly her. So love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Anybody else?
Well, hi, Jennifer. I want to thank Deborah, my unit member, for reminding me that Lunch and Learn was going on. And then the one of the lines that I loved was, you can either be defined or refined by your past.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. We just got to have no more stinking thinking. Got to do a little checkup from the neck up on ourselves sometimes, for sure. Okay, anybody else? I don't want to miss anyone. You'll have to unmute because I probably muted you. Sorry. I know. I just feel like that's so rude when I have to do that, but I have to. Just how it is, or it gets weird in the recording.
Yeah, I just wanted to also piggyback off of my wonderful director, Sandy. And that actually was the thing that stuck with me as well, is don't let your past define you and just refine you. So I'm thinking that that's an area that I need to really work on. So I appreciate her for pulling that out.
I love that. Sandy, tell everybody what your goal is this year.
Oh my goodness, I really have to choose to believe that I will be doing the sharing court. And here's the B.
Love it.
So,
She's gonna get so sick of me this year, making her share that every lunch and learn. She's gonna be like, "This gal's never gonna let me forget it." She's
oh gosh, thank you. Thank you for being on my tail about it.
Listen, I'm the friend that won't let you off the hook. I'm sorry about it. Sorry, not sorry. It's just how it is. What I do. It's what I do. Vivian Jones, you are our winner today for being on Lunch and Learn. So if you're in the Facebook group, you can DM me your address, or I can give you my phone number right now and you can text me.
Sound good. Sound good.
Okay, because I want your address and I'll get that out. Now I'm leaving
sure
town for just a couple days today, but if I don't get it before I go, I promise when I get back, I'll get that sent out for joining.
Sure will. Thank you.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, anybody else, real quick, anybody else want to share their seminar goal this year? I think it's, oh,
Seminar
Connie,
goal,
yeah,
seminar goal is to personally double star court of sales, court of sharing, because I feel that if I can do those, the triple star will take care of itself.
yes, yes, sure does. Anybody else? Okay, so when we get on here, we're going to hold Carla to that too on Thursdays too. She said double, we're doing it. I'm not going to let her forget it because that's what we do here. Anybody else want to share their goal? Oh, I thought I heard someone, but maybe not. Beth, so how you'll get these is it's YouTube. If you don't have social media, if you give us till about Monday, but typically tomorrow we'll have this recording on YouTube. And it's just my name on YouTube. If you have social media, we also have a Facebook group that you're welcome to join called Legend. Carla put it in the chat if you scroll up, and you can become part of that community, and I post them there too, or probably where you saw this to begin with if you're on a certain Voxer group or something. But yeah, we'll have them on there for you, so you'll always have them. So awesome, friends. Well, I hope you have an incredible Thursday. We all know what starts tomorrow, right? Some of you may not know yet, but some of you do know. So be paying attention to your email today. Thank you, Carla, for posting it again. Everyone have an incredible Thursday.